All you need to do is highlight right there. And
There he is.
Will.
Can't hear you, Will.
You're on mute.
Will, your audio's
You're
not
mute,
on.
Will.
Still can't hear you.
Still on mute.
Don't you tap your screen? It brings all those.
There you go.
Yeah,
Now we
computers
can
are computers are wonderful things as long as you don't have to rely on them.
All right. Well, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can see you. So loud and clear.
Okay.
Very good, very good, very good.
as far as the agreement, the agreement's being reviewed. I talked to the attorneys a while ago. It's went back and forth between our attorney and Flock because our attorney said go him because he found some technical things. You can approve it.
Okay.
And then it won't be executed until after the council approves it, your budget on the 18th. But you can approve it and it'll still go through the final edits between the town's attorney and Flock.
Gotcha.
All these lines is what we're recommending.
By our attorney to
Right.
Flock, yeah.
Yeah.
But these are the minor things. I'll come back when it's done there, but
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So I will officially call the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District meeting to order. It is 6:05 p.m. We are meeting on August 10th, 2020. And other than our other board member, Mr. Rogers, it looks like we do not have any public participation. So we will step over that item. Move on to the next item. Consider approval of the July 29th, 2020 meeting minutes. Those are contained in your packet there. Everybody wants to take a minute to quickly look over those. I think you all were here for the last meeting. If everybody is fine with those, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
I will second that motion.
Johnny motions and Chris seconds. All in favor? It is unanimous. I think I heard an aye for Will over there as well. All right, so that is unanimous. All right, item number 2, public hearing on the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District fiscal year 2020 to 2021 proposed budget. We will open the public hearing at this time. Again, we do not have anyone participating from the public, so there is no public input at this time. So we will officially close the public hearing. All right. Discuss and consider approval of the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District 2020 to 2021 budget. It is part of the packet from the last meeting. Chief, I don't know if there was any additional edits or changes. I assume everything's still the same as we reviewed last week.
Yeah, everything's the
Last
same. I don't think Will got to see it. Will, did you get a copy of the budget?
I don't believe I did.
Oh, okay. Anyway, basically, you guys didn't have any suggestions, any recommendations, so we didn't address anything. Noted the increase, or the 2021 is the increase of the Flock portion to the equipment fund. And there were some changes in some of the other line items to just simply because we didn't use it.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. It wasn't actually taken away, just we don't use it, don't need it. And lowered the equipment fund to $15,000 instead of 25. So that's basically the only changes that there were.
Okay. So that last column, basically for what you're looking at there is the final, what we reviewed and approved, or what we reviewed and discussed last time. So it still stands. So unless there are any questions or any additional discussion on that.
Only thing I've noticed is a minor typo there at the bottom where it says revenue and expenditures instead of expenditures.
Oh, yes.
Forgot the P.
Yep. No biggie.
It shows we're human.
Yeah. All right. Unless there's any further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept or to approve the Crime Prevention and Prevention District 2021 budget as appears.
All right, we have
I
a motion.
second.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Lori seconds. All in favor? Aye. Are you raising your hand there, Will, or is that a? There we go.
There
There we
it
go.
is.
All right. Let the record show it is unanimous. All right. Next item, item number 4, discuss and consider approval of a services agreement between the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District and Flock Group for automated license plate recognition camera system and authorization for the town administrator to execute same on behalf of the district. As I believe Tammy was just mentioning, you have the document there.
Jeff, you dropped off there.
Up. Did we lose you?
Are you still there? That's what I don't know how to fix.
Josie's still there. Will, you still there? Did we lose you?
I think he's frozen. Doesn't look like he's moving.
Yeah.
He's just very still.
He might have network issues on his side.
Uh-huh.
Because he's out there by me, up by us, and I know Fios or
Dead zone.
Frontier went down today for like
Yeah.
a split minute. My wife comes running into my office and was like, what's going on with the internet?
Fios, it must be nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he's off.
We're
Well,
still on DSL.
Are you really?
Mhm.
But at least
Should we wait until he
Yeah.
comes back? Okay.
Okay. On the minutes.
Lots of whereas. Whereas.
Help.
Are you calling him?
I'll try, I just have his email.
Oh,
Let me see. I think I have his number.
I had his number.
I thought I had him. I guess I don't either.
I have a Linda Rogers.
Probably not going to work.
call her and ask her if she knows Will.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I wonder if you can invite. Where it says invite?
Hmm?
I wonder if you
Yeah,
can invite
you would invite by email.
and you have his email.
But I mean, he should already have it. Yeah, because he called in. Yeah, because he
Oh.
logged in once, so he should have it. He may have network problems. Like I said,
Mhm,
the
mhm.
internet may be out down there.
Yeah, because you would think he probably would call back in.
Yeah.
If we could get him on the phone, would it be acceptable just to have him on voicemail without the Zoom video?
I don't know if that would be, that's a question for Timmy. I'm not sure if that would be acceptable for conference call. Except that I don't have his number either. so,
Tammy probably does.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I've never The minutes were, they were here for half of it. Not.
Yeah.
Seems like he would still need to be here.
Well, and even without him, we still have a quorum, correct? With the four of us.
Yeah, I sent him an email.
So-
Maybe
So I mean, we
sometime he
we
left.
still have enough to approve everything and
He left about 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, because the only thing they have is just the approval of the flight group
yep,
agreement
yeah,
in any future agenda items.
yep.
Yeah, I'll just note in the minutes that, you know, for technical reasons, he,
One of the members was unable to continue participation in the call.
y'all are okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Okay. So we're discussing and considering for approval the services agreement, the Flock Services Agreement. I think as Tammy said, there are some edits, it looks like, that our attorney made, and they're still working to go back and forth. It looks like most of the edits are around jurisdiction in terms of moving it from Georgia to Texas law. Also, there's an assignment clause. It looks like it was not assignable only by the agency. And looks like the attorney has changed that to either party, requiring prior written consent. Deleted a line around court costs and attorney's fees. Again, governing law, section 10.6, looks like he's trying to change it to Denton, Texas. They wanted arbitration, it appears, in section 10.6, the last section there. They had requested arbitration, and it looks like our attorney has requested actual litigation in a court of competent jurisdiction. So I don't think any of those are substantive relative to the services being delivered or the number of cameras or anything. It's all just,
I think this may have been kind of a default template that they have prepared and maybe, you know, just didn't quite look at everything before they sent it.
Yep. Well, and
That
some
would
of
be my
that,
guess.
some of that stuff they're going to put, I mean, I deal with contracts all the time and probably many of you do as well. But they write the contract, obviously, initially a little bit more leaning in their favor. They want it in their own state in terms of applicable law and governing jurisdiction. And same thing with the assignability clause. It's a little bit more in their favor. So it looks like our attorney is just making it a little bit more mutually favorable to both parties. So like I said, I don't think it's anything concerning there. So unless there's any other questions or comments, concerns?
Well, I have a question under installation services. It's on the bottom of page, toward the bottom of page 3.
2.7.
Where it talks about reinstalls.
Uh-huh.
It says that, you know, the agency and Flock will designate a location and agree on the setup and everything. But then if the agency decides that it needs to be changed or redeployed, well, then there's a reinstall fee. Chief, do you have any idea what that is? I know the initial installation fee is $3,500.
Yeah,
I know we had talked about if it's, you know, if it's damaged or something, we get, you know, one reinstall for
It's the
free.
same fee if it was damaged and they replaced it. The 300, I believe it's $350
Okay.
total.
250 or 350?
250 or 350,
Yeah,
something like that. I have to go back and look for sure. But yeah, there's, as long, we can, I think, I have to go back and look, but it's no higher than 350.
Okay.
If we can move it, obviously, we can move it anytime we want without them getting involved.
Okay.
But once they set it and we want, and okay, we're not getting activity there and we say, hey, let's move it. And we call them out to move it, then they charge us.
Yeah, it's 250 because if you divide the installation, the 3,500 by 14 cameras, that's $250 per camera.
Yeah. So, and it's about, and again, we get, I think one, if it fails, we get one, and then if,
Right.
For each one after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so as long as we don't move them, they're not gonna charge us, but if they come out and have to move it, that's when they charge us.
Right.
We can move it, but then we risk tearing it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And we are going for just an initial term of 12 months and then a
Yes.
renewal term of another 12 months when we renew. So,
and it's 364 days, so, or 5, whatever. So they're not gonna
Okay.
come back November 1st and say, hey, we need another 35,000 for,
right.
you know, it's not 38,500 till October 1st and then 35,000
Right.
again,
Right.
like that. It's the 38,500 covers 12 calendar months.
Right.
Then we'll pay again.
Right.
So
Okay.
I asked that question just to make sure.
Yep. Any other questions? Comments on the services agreement? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the services agreement and authorize the town administrator to execute the agreement on behalf of Crime Control District.
I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement.
Johnny motions
I second.
and Lori seconds. All in favor? It is unanimous. All right.
I was going to ask y'all one thing. Do you guys want, anybody on the board want to be here when we decide where we're going to put them?
I'd
mean,
like
you've
to at least,
You've got it
Third.
mapped out already, right? I mean, you
Well,
know.
not really. I mean, it's
Oh,
something
okay.
they suggested.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily agree with all of it.
Okay.
So, because there's some areas that we don't really need to mess with. And I don't know how Saddleburg's going to take it. Setting it by the horses.
Okay.
So we still gonna need to talk to them and see. But we still want to try to capture stuff coming in and out of there. So
Yeah.
I think that'll be the convincing.
What do you think the time frame of that particular meeting where you sit down and decide where they're going?
I don't know exactly what their process is from start to finish. I know once council approves all this, she's already pretty much got everything lined up to hit the ground running as soon as I call her or text her or whatever. She said 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that time frame is when they'll touch base with us. But they actually have people that do that say, hey, this is what we think. What do you think? And that's when we need that input.
I don't know that I necessarily care about being involved in deciding, but I would like to see kind of what the final decision is as far as where they go. Maybe you can send out a map or something.
Yes, we're not going to touch 407 because, that's right-of-way issues and some other things. So anything interior or on streets that we maintain will be what we're kind of going for.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So like right out here, right over there by the horses.
yeah, we'll definitely pull them by the horses, coming in. Because we want to capture them coming in versus, making sure we catch them going out, because that gives us more time to find these folks when they come in.
Mhm.
So definitely on the avenues in all around. And then your question to me about your area down there, I talked to the lady, and that's not an area that Flower Mound's even interested in.
Mhm.
So I'm going to try to, my plan is to reach out to them and say, hey, because they're going to get 4, and then we can all share. And I thought, well, but I don't want them to get something for free,
Right.
or to think they're getting something for free.
Is Will back in?
He is trying.
Oh, yeah. He's in the waiting room.
I had a thought after our last meeting, and I sent an email to the chief. My neighborhood where I'm at there on Bridlebit,
Hey, Will.
there's like 42 homes up in that neighborhood, all in Bartonville, but the only way to get there is to drive through Flower Mound off off of Red Rock, off of Red Rock on the ranch. So if we, put a camera further down the border at the city limits, it's going to miss all of those houses in my neighborhood. People come in off 1171, go in there and turn around, go right back out on 1171.
Yeah.
So my question to the chief was, if he had discussed with Flower Mound or something about putting it there on Red Rock, where we'd get people
Closer to
coming in and everything, and
1171.
still coming further down on the Porter and coming into Bartonville.
Yeah, we'll definitely,
That's a good.
we're definitely going to address that.
Yeah.
So, because I think after looking at the map that they supplied us to begin with, I can see where we can probably move a couple of them. So there's a couple, 2 or 3 we can play with on where we're going to put them. So,
I think to answer your question, I think we'd all be interested
Yeah.
in how the process goes and all of that.
absolutely, yeah. I'll let
I
you
mean,
know.
if you want to send out a meeting invite to all of us, and if we can make
You
it,
can come, yeah.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
gladly show, and we'll confirm or accept or
Yeah.
deny. if
Yeah,
we
we'll
got
do
stuff. So,
As soon as I hear, I'll make that happen.
Great.
sounds good. All right. Do we want to catch Will back up? Will, the only thing we covered while you were gone was item 4, discuss and consider approval of the services agreement for the flock safety APLR or ALPR system.
Right.
And so we've reviewed it, and we've gone ahead and voted on it, approved it.
Okay, well, you can cast my ballot in favor of that if that's what Bobby wants.
Okay, good deal. All right. The only other item we have here is future agenda items. Anything, Chief, that you have coming up, or
Just this,
any
you
needs?
know, that's the
Okay.
biggest thing right here.
Okay.
So, and after we get it all up and running, we can certainly get together and, after a month of use and talk about, pros and cons.
Yeah, sure.
So don't necessarily have to act on anything. We can just talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you can just
Right.
give us an update of how useful it's been or what you'd like
And
to change or
I was
something.
telling Lori that there is a option in there to where you can, it'll capture the alerts, notifications, and store them. But it only stores it for 30 days. So it's a monthly purge. So my plan is to, obviously make some hard documents that track that stuff. So, 10 months into this thing, we can decide whether or not, hey, we want to go forward and keep it or whatever. Or, if it's a location issue, then we can address that or whatever. But
How many alerts we receive on a monthly basis
Yeah.
or whatever.
versus, notifications versus response and outcomes and those types of things.
Perfect. Good.
So,
Do you have the capability, I didn't think about asking this of her when she was here, do you have the capability of exporting any of that out of their system and save it to a hard drive here at the PD or?
yes, some of it we can, especially if we're using it for criminal
Okay.
situation. So, some of it's not, but for the most part, most of it is.
Okay.
Because you have to for evidence, right? I
Sure.
mean, if it's a,
That's
Some
the
kind of
stuff that we
case.
have to retain in-house.
right,
Right.
It doesn't fall into their retention schedule, like they're purging every 2 weeks, whatever she said.
right.
The stuff that we use for our work, for criminal justice purposes, is just like any other stuff we retain. So we get it, we keep it, and then we just follow the Texas retention schedule. So.
Okay. Good. All right. If there are no future agenda items, we will mark that off. And we have covered all of the items on this meeting's agenda. Next item is adjournment. So at this time, we will move to adjourn at 6:28 PM. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Outstanding. Sorry I dropped off there. I don't know what happened. It just quit on me.
No
It
problem.
happens.
I had Frontier internet problems earlier today down there on our street, so maybe you got hit with the bug that I got hit with earlier today.
My granddaughter says hello.
Hello.
I'll tell you later. Okay. Very good, Dan. Glad that we could get together.
Thanks, Will.
All right, guys. God bless all. Well, I'm on I'm on a board meeting, I'm on a board that